What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sports and Superheroes, the podcast where we talk about sports and superhero entertainment news from the past week. As you can see, I'm alone on this one. This is a solo one because my co-host had a prior engagement, wasn't able to record, but I wanted to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. It came out. So I'm going to give you half of the podcast we normally give you. So it's just a superhero portion this week. But next week, we will bring you the full podcast of sports and superheroes. But you can hit us up on our Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that follow button, or I mean that like button, and the hype button, because apparently YouTube likes it when you hit the like button. You also can leave us a voice message. It leaves about a minute long, so you can access anything sports, superhero related, or life related. Long as it's not anything too weird, we'll probably answer it. With that all out the way, this is probably gonna be a shorter episode, so sit back, relax, and let's get into some superhero talk. First off, Marvel has a problem. Not with money, they got that covered. Brand New Day made a lot of money. But their problem is they're black heroes. They seem to keep getting canceled. Yes, Marvel canceled another show slash movie that was coming out, Wonder Man Season 2, which was greenlit. It has been canceled. Yeah, right before they started their writing room, because the director, I think he's director and a co-creator of the show, was like, we were just about to start the writing room in another week. He said he's also written the first episode of season 2, and he was gonna go to the writing room with that, and Marvel pulled the plug. They 100% greenlit it already, so we knew it was coming down the pipeline. And apparently, the critics liked it, audience liked it. It was getting good ratings, so we're not 100% sure why it got canceled. Besides that, yes, a lot of Marvel's black characters projects have been canceled. Um, Blade, the biggest one by far, people are really upset about. Mahershala Ali, who used his Oscar win to get become Blade. That movie is not happening. It's got canceled, and I don't believe Mahershala Ali will be playing Blade anytime soon. It was a project that was announced over 7 years ago, and it still hadn't come to fruition. A lot of talks of there was um directors couldn't get a good script, or it was creative differences. A lot of people blame Mahershala because he had a lot of creative control of the project. And Mahershala came out and said, hey, look, I want to do Blade. I want to be Blade. But you got to talk to Marvel. Marvel didn't do it. They're a $1 billion company. If they wanted to make Blade, they would have made Blade. They had 7 years. I want to make Blade, but they didn't want to make Blade. So we know we had a time when Kevin Feige came out and said he was upset that things couldn't get worked out for Blade, but we know they also, it was supposed to be a period piece, that they had costumes, because those same costumes went to Sinners and was used in Sinners. So a Blade movie was supposed to happen. It just never did happen. Unfortunately, we're not gonna get to see that. And even Mahershala was a little ticked off because he kind of threw Marvel under the bus. And I get it. He didn't want to be blamed for the movie not happening, being that he wanted to be in the movie and wanted to be Blade. So he's kind of protecting himself. And he was on a like a holding pattern because he couldn't take any other roles at the time while they were working out Blade's script and everything and planning to start shooting it. But he got to bounce back because he was in Jurassic World. I think it was like the third one. I believe maybe the fourth one. I think it was a rebooted one. Yeah, but yeah. So also another one that was canceled is Armor Wars. Armor Wars started out as supposed to be a TV show, then went to movie development and said it was going to be a movie. Now it's nowhere to be seen. A lot of Marvel's black and ethnic shows and characters, TV series and movies being canceled. Monica Rambeau, nowhere to be seen, is an amazing character. They did a lot of character development with her in WandaVision, into the Marvels, and now she's not to be seen. We already got Blade, Rhodey, Wonder Man, also Captain America. Now that Sam Wilson is Captain America, his movie didn't do so great. I don't know if it was a lack of publicists or a lack of people not wanting him to be Captain America. We know how that goes, but it didn't do as great as it could. Had a lot of different reshoots. I liked the movie. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was good. I had a fun time watching it, but I'm not sure if he's going to be front and center in this Doomsday movie, being he's the new Captain America and he's supposed to be the leader. You can see him on the poster, kind of in the background. Not He's not front and center like he should be, being the new Captain America. The old Captain America is. So they're like, hey, what's going on? So does Marvel have a ethnicity problem? Or are they not pushing their black and even Moon Knight, we don't know what's going on with that. I liked Moon Knight season one; it was good for what it was, but season two is nowhere to be seen, and it's another ethnic character that it's not getting the same shine as some of these other characters are. So Marvel, what's going on? Let us know down below. Um, with that being said, let's talk about the latest X-Men episode, episode 8, Dead Man's Hand. And in this episode, we get Gambit back. Well, partially Gambit. In the last episode, we know we left off with a post-credit scene or cliffhanger scene where Apocalypse, well, was it X Force? I think X Force found Apocalypse dead in a lab, and they were like, "Who did this?" And there was a card, a queen with burn marks on it, clearly showing it was Gambit after he was brought back. We start off this episode with Rogue having dreams about Gambit and him telling her that it's only skin deep. I think that's the reference he said. I could be wrong. And then we find out that X Force goes to Professor X and asking him for help. There's a weird scene where the X Men are gambling and they do the whole dead man's card hand within the episode to do the title thing, which I like when shows do that when they either it was another show that did that a lot where they say the title of the episode or say the title or something and then they point it out. I love that. I 100% love that. But X Force comes in and asks for Professor to scan and look for Gambit, and that we see the new I think it was called Cerebro, new Cerebro, and we see Professor X use the iconic comic helmet that he gets in uh later comic books. I forget I didn't read those comics. I only seen the cover of those, but you get the helmet, that look, and it looks really cool. It looks good to see it. He finds him and he realizes this is not Gambit anymore. There's something darker there. And then they're going on their way to get him. Gambit ends up going to recruit his brother, Bobby, and his ex-lover Bella Dawn, and uses his newfound powers and is able to control them. So he's getting a little army together, and he is pretty much going after Rogue. He's going after Rogue because he wants them to be together forever. Which I get it. That's your girl. You want your girl to stay together. He ends up ambushing X Force and some of the X Men on X Force's jet. They fight there, and we have a couple cool fights, but eventually Gambit wins. But he also takes over Nightcrawler, and he gonna use Nightcrawler in these other battles. That's gonna be amazing. The Nightcrawler, I love Nightcrawler. That's my favorite character. But yeah, he does some amazing battles later on. But in the midst of them ambushing them in their plane, the plane is going down and you have all the psychic telekinetic uh mutants on the plane trying to keep the plane up. Funny they didn't bring Polaris with them because she should have been easily be able to hold this plane in the air and bring it down with her powers. But for some reason, she wasn't with the X-Men. I don't know. Her and Bishop are missing. They're not with the X-Men, but we do get to see Morph and Wolverine and Storm and Forge come back with the X-Men eventually and come with them into a later battle. But you have Psylocke, Jean, and Cable uses his power. So mom and son use their powers to bring down the jet safely, and you have this immense power burst from Cable, which looked kind of cool. In the end, we see that this whole storyline is focused around Apocalypse actually having found love back in the ancient Egypt's time, and the woman betraying him by getting a piece of his power. He offered up a piece of his power to her, and she used that to betray him because of what he already had done to her people, and that's his heartbreak, and is probably one of the reasons why Apocalypse is doing what he's doing. Um, Gambit knows that, and he's looking for that woman because she is still alive. She's in eternal slumber. She's called External, actually. I don't know about this character. I didn't get this far in the comic book, so this is a new character for me to learn. But apparently, she has some of Apocalypse's power and the ability to live forever. And Gambit wants to get her to give that power to Rogue so they can live forever. It's a touching love story, uh, staying together throughout death. Beautiful thing. Of course, the X-Men are not gonna let that happen. They're not gonna let Gambit do this terrible thing. And they find him, and they have a battle after Gambit gets External's little, I want to say, let's say, artifact to be able to give it to Rogue to keep her alive forever. He gets it from External right when the X-Men show up, and a fight ensues. And this is where Nightcrawler goes crazy. Nightcrawler's popping, teleporting, boofing all over the place. He is a one-man wrecking crew on the X-Men. He is beating the X-Men badly. Even though they're not trying to kill him, you still got to be able to fight him, and you see why Nightcrawler agility, teleport power, and swordsmanship comes in handy. He is two-piecing people, teleporting them away, dropping them everywhere. He's doing his thing. While he's doing that, Professor X battles Gambit in his mind, and they have a mind battle, and Gambit is a lot stronger in his mind because of the powers that Apocalypse is giving him. But that's when we find out Apocalypse isn't really dead. Apocalypse subconscious is in Gambit, and he's gonna fully take over eventually. And Professor X is trying to keep him at bay, and since he doesn't do a good job, he kind of loses to an extent. And Rogue, having the power of External in her now, helps Professor X and eventually regains control of Gambit and Apocalypse and knocks Gambit out so he doesn't cause further issue. But Apocalypse is still in there, and he will get out soon. They take Gambit, and they're trying to figure out how to get Apocalypse out, and it's kind of a cliffhanger there. But everybody goes back to normal. The powers of Gambit used on people dissipate, and people are back to normal. And now they're trying to figure out how to restore Gambit and kill Apocalypse subconscious in Gambit, or move it somewhere else. And that's going to be the season finale for next week, which I'm super excited. But we also leave off with X Factor meeting up with X Force, which is only Cable, Psylocke, and Angel. What is his name? He's not Archangel. There's three left. I guess Jubilee left. Jubilee and is it Sunfire? Sun? I forget his name. I'm looking it up real quick. This is gonna be weird because it's only just me and somebody else can't keep talking to make it. But what's his name? That's gonna irritate me. Yep, you guys gonna have to wait a second while I find his name. What is his name? Come on, just give me his name. Why does the internet work when you want it to work the way you want it to work? What's his name? Oh well. I'll figure it out later. Dang, it's on the tip of my tongue. Gambit versus X Men. I think it's Sun something. That's gonna be so irritating. But X Factor comes to X Force and decides, hey, let's team up because we're both after the same thing, and they want to go after Professor X and AKA Apocalypse as well. So that's gonna be the season finale. Will be those two teaming up against X Men, while the X Men are trying to figure out how to contain Apocalypse within Gambit and keep Gambit alive. Because technically, he's back alive. He was blue with white hair, but then when Rogue went in there and um stopped Apocalypse from taking over fully, he came back alive. So now he's regular skin with a red hair again. So Gambit's back. Gambit's back. And if you didn't see the episode where Gambit died, go watch that. I cried on that episode. Great episode. Um, yeah, let us know in the comments what do you think about the episode. What do you think about the season finale? How do you like the season so far? Season 2 hold up well to season 1? Let us know in the comments down below. And now we're going to get into House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon episode. What episode was it? House of the Dragon. That's not the name of the episode. Let me see the name of the episode. 1 second, guys. Episode The Dragon in the Winter? Huh. Crazy name for an episode. I didn't realize that was the name of the episode. Dragon in the Winter. So this is episode 7. This was a great episode. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. Um Give me a second. I have to remember what happened. Okay. So in this episode, we see Allison go to Harrenhal, sees Amon, and she is having a whole conversation with Amon saying, I shouldn't have left you. I escaped. I'm coming here to stay with you to be safe. I failed you as a mother, but I want to do right for you by now. You're my precious son. You're the only one I have. All this bull trying to get him on her side. She is laying it on thick. She is laying it on so thick to get him to trust her again. And Amon already has a weird relationship with his mother. Within this episode, he had a daydream that he had relations with his mother, which really threw him off when his mother actually showed up. But I think that's part of. He does have that weird relationship with her, but it also is an issue because of um the witch lady that's there at Heron Hall. I wish I knew her name. I forget her name, but whatever she's been doing to him, I think that's still affecting him. She tried to do the same thing with Damon because he had the same kind of dream where he was having sex with his mom too, but he didn't harp on it. He just went and started marrying his niece. I forget that. Yeah, but she is trying to do her best, and she's introducing him one of the apparently the guys that was supposed to kill Eamon that was supposed to be a secret spy, and he kills him right away, no hesitation, just kills him right away. He was like, "Hey, I don't trust a lot of people. I trust you," so he had to go. Hey, Eamon, do your thing. I ain't mad at you. In the midst of this, the witch lady comes back and she's like, I don't trust your mom. She 100% tells Damon she's here to do evil. She's here to hurt you. Don't trust her. And Damon was like, look, this is my mom. You get down or you leave. This is what it is. She gonna be here. And this girl is trying to help him. She's real. She's like she's not here for good. She's coming to hurt you. Don't let her affect you. Don't be stupid. But a boy and his mother, I guess. I understand it to an extent, but y'all have a weird relationship. But um we also get Aegon is on the run. They're on their way to Esses. I think I'm saying that right. And in the process of getting there, they run into people fleeing the opposite direction, and those people tell them that I believe it's not it's the Tully army. I think it's either a Tully army or actually a Rhaenyra army going through the land, and people are telling them don't go that way because they're looking for the Lannister guy. I forget his name, and they're just going door to door looking for him. And um, is it Loris or the I don't want to say that the guy that is with Aegon? Um, I think his name is why do I want to say his name? Well, Tyler Lannister is with them, and Lor- Laurie Strong. He tells him, "Hey, maybe we should go to Castle Rock." Oh no, he actually told Tyler. He's like, "Look, they're looking for you. Go give yourself up so your king can retreat in safety." And he was like, "I will gladly do that, but our king can come with me and go to Castle Rock and be safe there." And the king's like, "No, I'm not. I'm tired of running. This is where I'm gonna make my stand, and I'm gonna die with my name in the record books, and I'm gonna die as a king is supposed to die, standing and fighting." Which hey, he's like, "Look, I'm staying on something." So I respect that. I respect that. We're gonna get back to that, because then we find out um Rhaenyra is trying to talk to Helena, and asks her about her dreams to see if she will be a good queen and have a good kingdom, because she learned that Helene is a dreamer, but she's not very good at talking to her. She was trying to talk to her and she got a little aggressive, and Helena was like, "Look, back off. I don't want to tell you anything." So that kind of messed that up for her. We also see I forget her name. Missouri, I think her name is that. You guys know I'm terrible with characters' name. It takes me a minute to really have it connect and link in, especially with names I'm not used to. Um, I'm gonna say Missouri. I'm looking for her name in here on my little cheat sheet, and I'm not finding it. So we're gonna just say Missouri. I know that's probably wrong, but she is bringing people to the castle, trying to show off that she's working in the castle, how close she is to the royalty. And they told her, like, "Look, hey, that's cool and all, but once a hoe, always a hoe, and you will always be a hoe." And she kind of got taken back. She's like, "I'm trying to do this to help people." But they're like, "Are you really doing this to help people or to help yourself?" So now she got a chip on her shoulder, but she is bending Rhaenyra's ear. They also get a little one-on-one time, and she's working Rhaenyra over. She is trying to keep her place, but also show that she can kind of control Rhaenyra, but also appease her when Rhaenyra started to get a little crazed and wonder if she's a good leader, if she's gonna be able to do this, can she do the right thing, or is she posed to be the leader? She kind of calms her down. It's like, "No, you're the leader. This is what you're supposed to do." Trying to keep her place. And then we find out that uh Adam and Bela sees uh Reyna flying sheep stealer, and they fly off towards them. Oh, I forgot about that. Adam and Bela have a conversation, and when Bela kind of lets it go that she's talking to uh, uh, dang, how you pronounce his name? Adam Ayla. Alan, I think it's Alan. So I meant to say Adam and Bayla are talking, and Bayla lets it know that she's talking to Alan, and Adam kind of gets. You see, I don't think he realized that, and she definitely didn't realize it because she was like, "Oh, you talked to Adam? Or you talked to Alan?" And Adam was like, "What you mean?" And she was like, "Oh, you ain't talked to him? Oh, we hooking up? He gonna be my man." So there's gonna be a little weird triangle there with two grand uncles. That's just weird. I hate that. But they seen Sheep Stealer. They flew down on Sheep Stealer, and uh, they they cornered Sheep Stealer and end up holding him there until Rhaenyra came with her dragon, and their dragon started to fight Sheep Stealer while they were off the dragon. Her dragon, I forget the name of her dragon. I forgot to look it up. Her dragon, Adam's dragon, and Damon's dragon. I know Cyrax. I think that's how you call his dragon is Cyrax. Craxy, Moon Dancer, Sea Smoke. I think Sea Smoke. I think Moon Dancer is Bayless Dragon. Sea Smoke is Adam's Dragon, and I think Siraxi is Caraxus. Caraxus is Rhaenyra's dragon. Siraxi is Damon's dragon. So they all start fighting Sheep Stealer, and Rhaenyra's dragon gets kind of beat up but Siraxi comes in and just shuts it down. Beats Sheep Stealer up. They didn't kill him, but then Rhaena end up flying off with Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra is very upset that Rhaena was the one, but then she kind of like, well, Damon did lie to me about it, but he didn't betray his daughter either. So she's kind of rocking a hard place. Like he didn't lie to me, but he didn't tell me the truth. But he also did that to not betray his daughter, and she kind of was like, feel a kind of way of it. But but now that she knows Damon lied, she knows who killed her son or who the dragon that could have killed her son, which sucks. But I think she's taking it pretty decent. Pretty decent. But Raina's back and Bayla tells her, "You're here, you're with family." And Raina, she clearly was scared of that, but now she know that Bayla is gonna still be by her side and still be her sister. So she's gonna have some peace in that. I don't know what Rhaenyra's gonna do though, so we'll have to wait and see there. But then we have Ormond sitting with Corlys, and he's telling him like, "Look, you're safe here. Yes, you can be my hostage, but I'm gonna use you to beat Rhaenyra, and we're gonna move on like that." And Corlys is like, "I'm not gonna be your pawn. I'm gonna just go sit back in my jail cell when you figure out whatever you do." And Ormond is dastardly. He is dastardly. He is like he just a sheep in wool clothing. He one of those just terrible dudes, but he's good at doing it. And he's telling Corliss like, look, I'm not gonna not give you the good things. You're gonna still be treated royal. Oh, one more thing. Let me cut off your finger so I can send it to them. Cause I know she doesn't have the balls to come here and burn this place down. But I'm gonna use you to will her down. So he cuts off Corliss's finger and sends it back. Of course, Alan sees it, so Alan's gonna be pissed. He's that like that's my father. He's gonna make an unrash decision. But also, Orman is talking to Elf. I think his name is Elf. Um, he is promising him things. So look, they're not taking care of you. They're treating you like shit. I won't do that. I will give you your own castle, make you your own lord. All you have to do is help me. So Elf is probably gonna switch sides, but I get Elf wants to be um recognized and be thanked for his efforts, because Rhaenyra is not doing a good job of that. She is terrible at doing that. But you have to realize this dude don't care about you. Like, you gotta realize this dude is just using you. Like, you are a big piece on the board because you have a dragon. Um, but humans are easy to fool. But you also see Darren argue with Gwen. I think his name is Gwendolyn Gawain. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's arguing. He was like, "Look, what kind of king would I be if I let this man puppet me, and I just can't let this happen?" And the other dude's like, "Look, yeah, but you know how he is. I'm not sure what his plan is, but you know how he is." It's like, come on, y'all. Like, y'all don't know how to defeat this guy. Cut this dude's neck and just, like, you are also in line succession of Old Town. You can just kill him and go back to Old Town and be like, he died in battle. Like, I don't understand that. Like, are you this scared of this dude? Like, he's semi smart, easy. He can control people easily, but you got a sword. Just how I'm thinking. But um then we get the end of the episode. Orman's trying to convince him to come back. Corlys is in danger. uh Aemon gets poisoned by his mother, and the witch lady's like, "You stupid idiot." So I'm pretty sure she's gonna save him. But then at the very end, well, not the very end, but one of the biggest things in the episode, Aemon, Aegon was about to get killed by these soldiers, telling him to bend the knee to Rhaenyra, and they realized it was Aegon. They was like, "Oh, you're Aegon, so we're gonna take you to Rhaenyra. We're gonna kill you." And in the middle of that, he is ready to fight to the death, and his dragon comes back out from the woods and burns these guys. And he says Draxi, and his dragon has a messed up side of his face just like he does. So he has his dragon back. So he feels a lot more powerful, a lot more confident. Um, I mean, you got a dragon. It's kind of hard to beat at that point. So it's starting to get good. We got Aegon back on the board. Aemon probably gonna be down again for the count. He's not be dead, but he's down. Rhaenyra's just losing her pieces. She's gonna lose Olaf, Elf. Um, she she got Arena back. Um, Damon's back, but she's not talking to Damon. She's upset with him. Adam and Alan are probably gonna fight a little bit because they after their great niece. But yeah, it's gonna get crazy. I think there's 2 more episodes left. Or no, I think it's 10 episodes. There's 3 episodes left because it's episode 7. So let us know in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode? What did you like? And what would you like to see happen in the next episode? The dragon fight was really cool. There's a really good thing in this episode. They're sprinkling a lot more dragons in in this season than they did season 1 and 2, which I immensely great. But you know that cost them a pretty penny, so they're probably gonna pull back in the next episodes of Dragons. But let us know in the comments, what do you think about that? So let's get into Spider-Man Brand New Day. This is the 4th film for Spider-Man, as Tom Holland's playing Spider-Man. It's his 4th film. I said that weird. I don't know why. Uh, and it's already hit records. It already made a record. It's become the highest domestic opening ever, beating out Endgame at I think it was 360 million for opening day. I think Endgame was at 352, something around there. Um, but it did also beat domestically, made 900 and I want to say 20 million in the first 5 days in the opening weekend. It hit $1 billion on day 6. Endgame did it in 5 days. Spider-Man did it in 6 days. Still great, but crazy numbers off the back, and just amazing money came in for Marvel and Sony. This is Spider-Man's third $1 billion movie. The first one didn't get there. The second one, third one, and the fourth one all made $1 billion. Yeah, it's a great movie. I'm gonna try to talk a little bit with no spoilers first, give you a little bit of that, then we're gonna dip into spoilers. Um, if you've seen the trailers, the movie starts out with Spider-Man dealing with the consequences of the last movie where he made everybody forget who Peter Parker was. Um, so he's now alone, like most of us like our Spider-Man, alone with his own tech in mind and just being a superhero within New York. That's what we want for Spider-Man. Not him being alone, but him not everybody knowing who he is, him not having the backing of Iron Man and the Avengers, but him being a neighborhood spider fighting crime within New York City. He doesn't really work. I know a lot of people had an issue with that. Yes, would love to see him taking some pictures out there, doing that, being working for a Daily Bugle, but he is dumpster diving, creating tech, and his genius is on full display. A lot of people forget Spider-Man is a genius character. He makes his own tech. He's very science smart. He's right up there with Tony Hawk and Bruce Banner with intelligence. I won't say he's as intelligent as T'Challa, because T'Challa is a level above all of them. Um, T'Challa, and dang it, what's the name dude from Fantastic Four? Reed Richards are closer to the same level, and then Tony Hawk, Tony Stark, and Peter Parker are on those level at that. But yeah, he's in New York, killing it. As you know, there was a lot of um villains rumored to be in the Spider-Man movie, and you get to see plenty of them throughout the movie, and it works really good. They have a lot of iconic comic book covers they try to recreate within the movie, and it works really good. This is a more adult Spider-Man. He's out of high school. He 4 years. I probably can't say that. Um, Yeah, I think that's all I can do without spoiling anything. Because I mean, it was a worst kept secret who one of the villains of this movie is. If you've seen the trailer, you pretty sure if you assume it's that villain, it is that villain. There's no hands down about it. They try to keep a good secret. Now, the biggest issue, does it work in this? And I think it works for what it is and how they're doing it. It does make me wonder how they're gonna proceed in the future with other characters. But as of so far in this, I think it worked really good. We also know we have Punisher in this, and also the Incredible Hulk. Punisher with Spider-Man, their chemistry is really good. It works really good. It works really well. They're back and forth, little brother, big brother situation. Love it. This, you have somebody that's so more innocent and genuine to balance off Punisher's hate the world, kill everybody. It works really well in this situation. Love those two guys together. Um, Bruce Banner is in this. He kind of science out with Peter at times. That works really good. That's fantastic to watch. And of course, you get Incredible Hulk. Seeing Spider-Man fight the Incredible Hulk, it was great. It was 100% great. Um, Okay, let's get into spoilers. This is so much thing on the spoil. So, Spider-Man villain Scorpion, uh Tombstone, Tarantula, what is that other guy's name? Ramrod, I think his name is. I think that's his name. There was another one, I think, but they cleared them out of there. They get kind of used in a terrible way, but also a good way because they highlight Spider-Man being Spider-Man throughout the years of Ned and MJ being at in Boston at college. During that time, he's just Spider-Man, buried his head and got to work, fighting crime, not taking days off, and you see a montage of him taking down these villains. Tombstone, I wish they had more of him because he's a very good character. I think that's going to be an issue moving further in Spider-Man movies. Is he took out these pretty prominent villains really quickly and really easily to where it was like, how are these guys even an issue for you? And who will you have that's not a big overarching villain that you can have just as your villain? I mean, technically, we still kind of got Doc Ock, the Lizard. You can do his version of the Lizard and Doc Ock. He did Shocker already, and you could bring in Kingpin at a point, because that is a Spider-Man villain, as much as a Daredevil villain. But I wish they wouldn't have wrapped them up so fast. I wish he would have fought them and they got away or something like that. That would have been better. But Spider-Man is also dealing with his mutation still mutating. So he has the arachnid side of him and the human side, and the arachnid side is getting up. And the movie tried to tell you is because of the stress. He's not dealing with stress. That's what it feels like it's telling you. He's so stressed out, and he gets more stressed when his friends come back to New York, and he tries to get close to them and see that they moved on without him, and he is fully alone. It also is a big theme of the movie is like you can't do everything alone. You have to have friends. You have to have people on your side. You have to have people there, and you let them know who you are or what you're dealing with, and let them decide if they want to be put in danger to still be there for you. That's a big theme, and we get to that, and it's a smart theme to go with. But we also get Spider-Man doing Spider-Man things, and he is doing Spider-Man things. He is web swinging. The swinging looks great. They did a lot of Insomniac moves in this movie. They took a lot of the moves from the video game. Even uh Tom Holland said, yes, we use a lot of Insomniac finishing moves and web swings and way he was doing stuff and put it into the game, into the movie, and it looks amazing. It looks really good. Of course he's dealing with um the his mutation continue mutating and him getting organic webbing, which they talked about in Far From Home. They do a little cameo on this about the organic webbing and him learning to use organic webbing. A little kind of nod to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. His costume is a nod to Tobey and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. It's really good. Him doing his own costume, his making his web shooters, his lab setup. It is so Spider-Man. It's really well. That was one of my biggest issues with Tom Holland Spider-Man. They seem to take away his intellect in the beginning, but they're giving it back fully, and he's doing this on his own. He's also doing it without his friends. He sees MJ and he tries to get close to her, realizes she has a boyfriend, so he pulls back. And that's when we get our big um reveal of one of the villains in this movie. Spoilers, Jean Grey is in this movie, and they do a storyline of that was supposed to happen in the comics at one point in time where her sister gets powers, because she does have a sister in the comics. I forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Her sister does get powers eventually. At first, she doesn't have powers, but in another storyline, she gets powers eventually and then helps Jean Grey. In this, she starts out with powers. They both have powers. And they're on the run, helping each other. And Damage Control catches her sister and does experiments on her sister. we learned that Damage Control is also another one of the villains in this. Uh, what is his name? Let me figure out his name. Let me see if I can find his name. Come on, where's his name? Why they won't just let me the whole cast? Oh, I gotta push another button. Let's do this. To me, I'm not gonna pronounce his name right. Tremel Tillman plays William from Damage Control. He is a bad, good guy to an extent. Like he's doing good stuff at Damage Control, but he's also doing overreach government stuff where he's experimenting on people. And yes, he's at. I didn't even see him. I don't remember seeing Joe Jameson in this movie at all. So let me know if you guys did see her. Uh, I'm probably gonna pronounce her name wrong, and I apologize for that. Lizzie Collin, who was Collinazi. I butchered that. We all thought she was supposed to be playing Miles Morales' mom in this. She turns out to be playing the Detective Wolf, which is in the comics. I didn't read this in the comics. I didn't get to that part of Spider-Man comics. I didn't read that far in the Spider-Man comics, so I don't know this storyline. But apparently, her and Spider-Man become good friends, just like Batman and Commissioner Gordon working together. She eventually gets killed in the comic books by a weird vigilante, which throws Spider-Man off and he goes crazy for a little bit. So they're using her in this, so that probably will be a storyline down the road if they continue using her. But she was really good in it. Who else? Oh, the one of the bigger cameos in this was Florence Pugh, aka Yelena, Black Widow, the new Black Widow. I think the leader of the new Avengers. She was in this. They have a couple. They have two scenes where she's in the bathhouse and Spider-Man gets naked. There's a one scene where they get Spider-Man naked with his mask on. They male eye candy for the ladies out there because Tom Holland went super hard training, so he got all thin buff, I guess you would say. So that was a for the ladies. So they're trying to get the ladies out here, but they do a bath scene, and she's like, "Look, I handle the big potatoes, you handle the small potatoes." I love Yelena as the new Black Widow. She's great. She kills her scene. It works really good. Speaking of someone killing a scene, there is a scene of Spider-Man doing practicing with hold on, practicing using the organic web, and he falls into the street, and there's a guy comes up to him, asks him, "Yo, Spider-Man, you okay?" And the guy does sound like Miles Morales, so that was one of the things that piqued people's interest. It was a black guy, and this actor had maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and these 2 3 minutes, he stole the show. It was so memorable in a 2 hour and 35 minute movie. You remember these 2 minutes, and the guy's name is Neon Akin. I probably butchered his name. He's a British actor. Um, but in his 2 minutes, he did amazing. He did amazing, and I know it was kind of clickbait for Miles Morales, but it's okay. If this actor shined in this moment to be able to get him his next role, I'm totally for it. He amazing, killed it in this role. But this is when we learn Jean can jump from people to people. Her mutant powers is still kind of she's working on making it stronger. They never call her a mutant either. They don't use the word mutant in Spider-Man movie. I think they've only used the word mutants in Mrs. Marvel's show. I don't think they've used word mutants anywhere else in the MCU yet. So that's gonna be interesting. Um What else? We get a well, we learned that Jean can only jump to people 33 feet away. So that's the limit of her ability. She has to connect people to get to other people, but she can get into people's minds, but she can't get into Spider-Man's mind, which is crazy. I know we thought the one devil character was supposed to be in it. Turned out that's not supposed to be, he wasn't in this. Um we do get Hulk. We do get the invention of the inhibitors. Spider-Man actually creates it, which is kind of cool and kind of bad. He goes to the Hulk, and the Hulk tells him about his inhibitor and how's it work. And Spider-Man takes that idea and does it for himself and creates an inhibitor for himself, but also creates an inhibitor for anybody to suppress anybody's ability. And that's one of the ways he's going to stop Jean Grey because he's going to put the inhibitor on her to stop her powers. We learned that um he tries to use it on the Hulk and it didn't work once the Hulk was in Hulk form. But then Jean Grey went into the Hulk's mind to be able to get into damage control and open. Jean has the ability to open latent thoughts or open different parts of your mind or memories that you were closed off to, which is a big thing because she eventually learns to expand her powers and encompasses a huge portion of Manhattan, or no, there's an island, and Ned and MJ gets trapped in it. And that's supposed to be a way of them being able to start remembering who Peter is down the road, I think, because they do this thing with Ned where he remembers the handshake that they do. And I don't think it's him remembering Peter at that moment, but the handshake seems to be muscle memory, but it also is probably a start to being able to remember Peter down the road. I think it could be a lot of different things, but it's cool. We also have Melissa Tormain. I know I probably butchered her name. She has a cameo in here where she speaks to Peter and tells him you can't do this alone. You need people with you. It was just also the same message that Jean Grey gets, so Peter can get her to realize she's not out here alone, that he wants to help her and he's there for her and be her friend, which brings her from being a villain to being a decent person again and just trying to find help and trying to find her sister because damage control killed her sister. There's this whole thing about VMAX, and she learns that VMAX is actually the air conditioning label in the room where her sister dies, and her sister sent her last message out as she was dying, and that's what VMAX is. Sad, very sad, very sad. Um, Punisher doesn't kill people in this, which is good. Yes, he shoots his gun only at the Hawk when the Hawk transform. The fight between Punisher, Hawk, and Spider-Man really crazy and really good. You get Spider-Man pulling Punisher around to be able to shoot at the Hulk and dodge the Hulk, and the Hulk is just taking the bullets. But then at a certain point, since Jean entered the Hulk's mind and was controlling him, it let Savage Hulk get unleashed. So when he broke free of Jean's mind control, he broke free of Banner's ability to control him and turned back into Savage Hawk and got twice as big. And then that fight was insane. That is a cool fight. You have broken buildings, Spider Man going through debris, flying towards Hawk, punching him, Hawk grabbing him, and eventually Hawk getting himself semi under control to stop fighting um Bruce Banner or stop fighting Spider Man. I think he fell though. He fell out the building to get away from Spider Man, and then calmed himself down. And they end up taking him to a psych ward to trying to control him. The inhibitors that Spider Man did invent, Damage Control did control the one and use it on Jean and was pumping her powers in. So I'm pretty sure they have the schematics of how that works. So they're gonna build that. That's gonna come back up in future movies. Unfortunately, Spider-Man dealing with the whole mutation thing, he learns to um not fight it and to control it. So he has a new level of his powers that he can tap into, which gives him organic webbing. His webbing's even stronger. He gets a little faster and a little stronger. Um, he had this rage thing of about it, but he was able to control that now. He does get shot at the end. Punisher shoots him with a long scalp, a long sniper rifle, trying to kill Jean. Spider-Man jumps in front of it, takes the bullet, ends up getting taken to the hospital by Punisher, and a few people learned who he is. I guess there was a speaking of Marvel cutting out black people. Rosario Dawson was supposed to be in this as the night nurse to help keep Spider-Man's identity safe at the hospital, but her role got cut. There was a lot of different things that got cut out of this movie because it was like 3.5 hours long, so they had to cut it down. Apparently, the Spider-Man mutation, they were going to go even farther and give him spider fangs and give him more arms, but they were scared kids would get freaked out. I would have loved that if they would have went that far. But then that would have been probably a different movie. But yeah, we also see the relationship between MJ and Peter, which they do this really weird thing, but they cleaned it up. It's not as weird as Wonder Woman 84, where Jean Grey takes over MJ and they kiss. MJ and Peter kiss, and MJ seems like she's remembering Peter through the kiss, and it's just Jean Grey messing with Spider-Man, and that really hurts him. And there's a point where MJ, the real MJ, finds Peter's letter and was like, "Hey, why'd you wait this long to give this to me? But also, I still don't know who you are, and I don't love you." Oh, that hurt. That hurt when she told Spider-Man, "I don't love you because I don't know you." Oh, it hurt that man, and that man had to web swing her back to her building while having that kind of pain in his heart. Oh, it hurt. But she did say, "Hey, you want to come upstairs and come hang out with Ned?" So she left a door open. She left a door open, and he was like, "Cool." And one of the best scenes in this movie is him hanging out with Ned and MJ in full costume, talking to Ned, and they do a was it Lord of the Rings reference back and forth, and they're just hanging out, and it's just these three characters have grown together throughout these movies, and you see them, and not only do they have a friendship within the movie, they have friendship outside this movie, and they seem like genuine friends. Two of them are a married couple, but yeah, it's one of the best scenes in this movie. Love it to death. Great scene. But yeah, him and MJ's chemistry off the charts because they're married, so it works really good. And they've just been working together for so long. Their scenes works really good. I really hope they don't move away from MJ because I know Spider-Man has a lot of different love interests throughout the comics, but just stay here. This is I'm okay with this right now. But yeah, that is he heals up. Um Punisher feels bad, but he's like, "Look, we're good now, but I'm gonna bring this up because Spider-Man kept bringing up to Punisher how he saved him in a certain incident, and Punisher's like, I owe you for that." But now Spider-Man definitely has something over Punisher. He's like, "Now you shot me too, so now you really owe me." But and it ends. Does it? There's a post credit scene. It's okay, it's taken two ways that it can mean that Spider-Man is in space, Tom Holland Spider-Man in space, or and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is in space. It's a whole thing where it shows the spider tracker. that Ned made. It shows Spider-Man on Earth, and then it says it can't find him, and it goes off into space, and it says it locks on Spider-Man deep into space. It's not a great one, definitely. But yeah, that is Spider-Man's Brand New Day. For me, where it fits in with Tom Holland Spider-Man's, I would say I really like the first one. Um, the second one, I was trying to watch it the other day. It's not as good as I remember. It's a lot slower in the middle. Um, the cameos are amazing, but I would say I would say Spider-Man 1, Brand New Day, Far From Home, and No Way Home. That's my order of the four Tom Holland Spider-Mans. Now, my favorite Spider-Man movie ever is still Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Fight me on it. It's an amazing movie. Amazing. I cry every time I watch it. Such good. But yeah, let us know in the comments, how did you feel about the Spider-Man movie? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? For me, it was a solid 8. Solid 8. Some repeat watches might make it go up or might make it go down, but solid 8 for me. I had fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. I had moments of laughter, moments I pointed at the screen like, look at that. Love that. Um, Adult Spider-Man. It was a very adult Spider-Man, which I love that we've grown with this character. We see him in an adult version. Works really good. Loving it. So super, super good movie for me. 8 out of 10. So let us know in the comments, what did you think? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What didn't you dislike about it? Because there's some people out there say that dislike it. And I want to know the criticism. I want to see it through other people's eyes and maybe find something new or bad that I didn't see that I can either poke at or be like, let me explain this away. You know how we do. But let us know in the comments down below. That's this week's episode. Thank you for checking out. Like I said earlier in the episode, next week we will have the regular show where my co-host Marcus will be here and we'll be talking sports and superheroes. But thank you for watching. You can always check us out on all our social medias down below, link below. You can also leave us a voice message, minute long if you like it. We will definitely answer. You can talk about sports or superheroes. Let us know in the comments down below or on that voice message. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. You can also listen to the audio version of this podcast on Spotify. I'm starting to put it up there. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.